Hello, my name is Adrienne deWolfe. I write historical romance novels, and my Wild Texas Nights series is set in the American West between the years of 1874 and 1884. The first book in my Wild Texas Nights series is Texas Outlaw. Texas Outlaw was originally published by Bantam Books, and the artwork that you're looking at was used on the cover of the original paperback. This art was designed for the e-reader version of Texas Outlaw. When my published romance friends learned that I was writing about a lady outlaw, they tried to talk me out of Fancy's story. They were worried that a New York publisher wouldn't buy a romance about a bad girl heroine from a writer who hadn't yet been published in book-length fiction. You know, sometimes you have to ignore the naysayers and write the book that's in your heart. Not only did Texas Outlaw get published, it became a finalist for 3 national writing awards. It also won a regional award. Not too shabby for a lady outlaw. From Barbary Coast card sharp to lady train robber, Fancy Holiday is not your typical romance novel heroine. That's why it was so much fun to create Texas Outlaw's hero, Cord Rollins, the sexy U.S. Marshal whose love can finally turn Fancy's life around. In Texas Outlaw, you'll meet a whole cast of amusing characters, from skirt-chasing sheriffs who aren't inclined to help Cord apprehend a purty lady outlaw, to Cord's kid brothers, rambunctious teenagers who chase him halfway across Texas just so they can meet a real lady train robber. My favorite scene in Texas Outlaw comes shortly after Cord arrests Fancy. He has to chase off those pesky kid brothers so he can frisk her for hidden weapons. But of course, Cord is too much of a gentleman to remove her clothes himself. He insists that Fancy remove her own clothes at gunpoint while he watches. Well, naturally, Fancy turns the entire scene into a striptease, producing all manner of illicit weapons and nefarious gadgets from the secret pockets in her petticoat. That humorous scene earned Fancy Holiday the Honey of a Heroine Award from the West Houston chapter of Romance Writers of America. I feel so blessed that Texas Outlaw received so much reader support and reviewer praise. The published authors of Romance Writers of America named Texas Outlaw a finalist for 2 different Rita Awards. Texas Outlaw was also a finalist for a Reviewer's Choice Award from Romantic Times magazine. But the praise that touched me the most deeply came from a bona fide Texas cowboy. This gentleman was old enough to remember driving cattle north along the Chisholm Trail. He told me that he enjoyed reading Texas Outlaw because it portrayed a believable slice of life from the days when Texas was still wild and woolly, full of train robbers and cattle rustlers. I hope that you too will enjoy this first book in my Wild Texas Nights series. In Texas Outlaw, you will meet Cord Rollins and his 2 younger brothers. Wes Rollins becomes the hero of Book 2 in the Wild Texas Nights series. That book is called Texas Lover. Zach Rollins becomes the hero of Texas Wildcat, the 3rd book in my Wild Texas Nights series. To learn more about the books in the Wild Texas Nights series, visit my website, wildtexasnights.com. If you're a writer who wants to sell your novel to a New York publisher, drop by my other website, writingnovelsthatsell.com. There you'll find lots of writing help and resources, such as characterization worksheets, novel writing workshops and classes, and professional story critiques. Thank you for spending time with me today. I look forward to hearing from you at wildtexasnights.com.